guys, so happy Sunday to everybody. Today I wanted to do a review on a product that I was able to pick up as a 100-point perk at Sephora, and I ended up grabbing 3 of these primers just because I kind of had a feeling that I might like it. I've seen quite a few people talk about this, and I've checked out the reviews on both the Sephora website as well as on Makeup Alley, and from what I saw from people who used the product properly, they had really good things to say about it. And so I thought that since there was a good chance that I would like it, I would just get a few of them just to have them on hand. And this is the BECCA Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. And these sample sizes are 0.27 fluid ounces, and this is what the little container looks like. And I would have actually gotten a couple more of these, but apparently there's a rule now at Sephora where you can only get a maximum of 3 100-point perks, like per specific item. So I could get 3 of these, and I could only get like 3 of the Caviar CC creams from Alterna. And that was not the case like a few days before that. And so I don't know if the associate that I was working with maybe was like one of like the store leads, and like she knows about this particular rule, and the other one maybe like didn't know, and so that's why she gave me all of those like Alterna CC creams. I don't know. At any rate, I got as many as I could just in case I did really like it, because I didn't want to have to like go back again and grab more samples. So I still have like close to 500 points left. I can't believe how many points I had, like that I was just hoarding and hoarding and hoarding. So anyway, the full size of this is 1.35 fluid ounces, and it does sell for $36. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm reading some of the information off of the Sephora website for you, just because there isn't very much information on the back of this tube because it's obviously a sample, so they couldn't fit very much on there. So this is supposed to be a targeted oil control primer that perfects and minimizes pores for mattified skin that lasts up to 12 hours. And it says that this goes beyond extending makeup wear to address the root cause of why your makeup moves. This formula specifically targets oil-prone areas and acts as a liquid blotting paper to leave your skin fresh and matte all day. Use alone before or after foundation to control excess oil while minimizing the appearance of pores. Feel free to use throughout the day to touch up areas of concern. And so what else you need to know? This product eliminates excess oil for a long-lasting matte finish. This formula is sweat and humidity resistant and free of silicone, oil, alcohol, and fragrance. So that's definitely good to know about this. And I have been using this now for 3 days in a row. And I gotta tell you, I thought it might work okay for me. I didn't think it was going to work as well as it actually has. So the only thing that I have found in the past that has worked really well at controlling my oil for like an extended period of time, especially during like the warmer months, and we're starting to warm up a little bit here in Oregon, is Milk of Magnesia. And that is hands down like one of the best products that I've ever used on my face to control oil. It sounds crazy. Go look it up on Makeup Alley. That's where I first read about it. There's tons and tons of reviews telling you how to use it. I'll do a foundation routine with that during the summer months as well so that you guys can see how I use it. But and it is really inexpensive, which is what I like about it, and it's obviously readily available. This is a little bit more expensive, but this is obviously meant to be put on your face. Milk of Magnesia is probably not necessarily meant to be put on your face, but it works for that purpose. So anyway, I have been using this for about 3 days now, and I'm super impressed. My pores, I won't say that they look non-existent, but they look a lot better when I'm using this. It doesn't fill them in completely, but it does smooth them out just a little bit. and it really helps the makeup to glide on my face. Just to give you a sense of how I've been using this. So this is the first thing that I've been putting on, and there's a very specific way in which you have to use this, and I'll tell you about that here in a second. But what I've been doing is putting this on, letting this dry, which is key. Then I've been putting my Sarah McNamara Miracle Skin Transformer in light over top of that. I wear this every single day because it has SPF 20 in it, and that's important to me. And then I've been using the Everyday Minerals base in the semi-matte formula. The color is Winged Butter that I'm using right now. And haven't been using any other type of powder or anything like that. And I really like the finish that this gives to my skin. Comparing it to the Mineral Veil from Hourglass, I still have this in its package because I've been using this for the last few days. But I have used a sample of this, and actually my little sample is finally empty now. But the difference is that this gives me a little bit of a luminosity to my skin, and it makes my skin feel a lot smoother than this does. This doesn't make my skin feel rough or anything, but there's just something in this that makes it just glide onto my skin, and it gives it that little bit of luminosity, and it blurs, this blurs my pores just a little bit more, whereas this does not. But I will say that this absorbs the oil a little bit better than this does. This does a very good job, but this is one step above that in terms of the oil control. I found that I did not need to blot with this at all. With this, I have to blot at least once throughout the day, which I don't mind. As long as I'm not blotting every single hour, then I'm calling a product a success. Like, that's kind of like my scale. With most primers, I have to blot at least once an hour because most primers just don't work for me. So that is how oily my skin is. So the way that you apply this, there's a trick to it. You can't just like smear it all over your face. Like that's going to make it not apply properly, and you're going to get frustrated with it, and you're going to say that the product sucks. The way that you do this is, I don't really want to waste any, but I'll just kind of show you the consistency. It almost looks like Vaseline. So there's just a little sample of it. What you do is you actually like put it between your fingers and then like blot it on your skin like this. You don't rub, you blot. So I'll just kind of do it in my oilier areas, because again, you can use this over makeup. And what it does is it essentially just kind of like, it spreads pretty nicely over your face when you're just tapping in it. It doesn't seem like it would spread the product that well, but it does work. And so you kind of spread it out, and then you have to wait for it to dry. So when you're first like applying this in the morning as you're getting ready, you want to give this a minute or two to dry down to that kind of matte finish that you're going to see. When you're using it throughout the day, I would probably recommend just taking like a tissue or something and just blotting the extra oil, and then you can take a little bit more on your fingers like I just did and just pat it over your oily areas. It's not going to disturb your makeup anywhere else because you're not rubbing it in, you're just tapping it in, and then it helps to absorb not only the extra oil that is still there, but also oil that continues to come throughout the rest of the day, if that makes sense. There's no scent to this in any kind of way that I can detect at all. My nose is a little bit stuffy, but I don't think this has any scent to it. Like I told you, it is free of silicones, so there's no like dimethicone or anything like that in here. There's no oil of any kind. There's no alcohol, which I think is important because it's not going to dry your skin out. And there is no fragrance, it actually says right here. So that's why I'm obviously not smelling anything. This is the first product that I've ever tried from BECCA, and I gotta say, like, this one definitely hit it like out of the ballpark for me. I again thought that I might like it, but I didn't think that I would like it as much as I do. This would definitely be something that I would use during the summertime and probably early fall when it's still kind of warm out and my skin is like still in oil production like overload. I don't know that this is something that I would necessarily use the rest of the year. I think the rest of the year is when I would use the Hourglass. So price-wise, so with the Mineral Veil, you are getting 1 fluid ounce for $52. With the BECCA, you're getting the 1.35 fluid ounces for $36. So this is a little bit cheaper, and you do get a little bit more of it. I think you use about the same amount, so I'm assuming they would probably last me equal amount of time. This is absolutely something that I will be purchasing in the future. What I am doing is making a list for the 20% off sale that Sephora is going to be having coming up like right before the holidays. This is something that's absolutely going on that list because it is something that I've just really enjoyed using and it just works so well. I love the fact that I can use this also throughout the day to touch up, which is going to be amazing during the summer. I'm glad I have a couple more of these because what I'm going to do is actually pop one of these into my purse or my little like makeup touch-up kit that I take with me when I go to coordinate weddings. Because this will be very easy for me to just apply, you know, like when I go to change after like doing all of the setup and before like the ceremony starts. I always give myself at least 20 minutes to kind of freshen up. So during that time is when I would probably apply this. And then I know that I would be good literally until like 1 in the morning when I'm done. So yeah, I gotta say, I'm impressed. Again, didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Probably a little bit of a bummer because lately I've been finding all of these really amazing products that cost a lot of money. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I will say though, I don't think that I'll stop using the Milk of Magnesia. I think that I will continue to use that throughout the summer, but I'll just kind of put this in the mix. Since I am on a little bit of a budget this year, I probably should update you guys on that at some point so you can see how that's going for me. Since I am on a little bit of a budget this year, I'm not going to like splurge on like a ton of stuff, but I am definitely creating a list for next year. I'm probably going to be in trouble next year. Having the limit this year has been amazing. I'm not like wanting or like desiring nearly as much, but I am finding some really great staple items that I think are totally worth splurging on, and this is one of them. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. I will, of course, link this for you below in the info box so that you can find it on the Sephora website. And again, some of these reviews on here, it seemed like they weren't maybe using the product properly. So just remember that this is not something that you are going to like just rub into your skin because it'll kind of ball up when you do that and it won't like adhere to your skin. It needs to be patted in. There's definitely a method to this product and you gotta kind of use the method. But it works beautifully for me. Obviously, my opinion is just my opinion. If you can get a sample of it, I would highly obviously recommend that. But if you can't, I think it's totally worth a try. You can always return it, but I think it's worth a try for all of those oily skinned girls out there. So there you have it. 2 thumbs up for me. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. Leave me any additional questions down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.